Welcome to the Milltown Sports Show.
This is Rhonda Bird with Milltown Sports. I'm here at the Alumni Breakfast, and I'm here with David Singleton. David, give us the years you played at Pisgah and your fondest memory of playing at Pisgah.
Played the 74, 75, 76 seasons, and I guess the state championships in both years, 75, 76.
What are your fondest memories of playing?
Yeah.
And the position you played?
I was tailback and defensive back.
And you went on to play for the University of North Carolina.
I was a average player down there.
What do you think about this alumni breakfast?
Very good. It gets everybody back together and try to raise a little money for some good causes, and it's a good idea.
Well, thank you, David.
Thank
you for being with us today.
All right, thank you.
Your name and the position you played at Pisgah?
Well, it's Jerry Caldwell, and I played left tackle on offense and left tackle on defense.
What is one of your fondest memories playing here at Pisgah?
I've beaten Tuscola.
I believe that might be everybody.
We beat them 26-12.
I'm here with another player. Can you tell us your position and the years you played?
Sure. My name's Justin Scroggs. I played left tackle for the 73, 74, and 75 seasons.
What's one of your fondest memories playing at Pisgah?
Well, I enjoyed the state championship year. We had a really good run, but my favorite memory was the first time I walked out on that field in a Pisgah uniform.
That's
in the summer of my sophomore year. Mm-hmm.
That is a good memory.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Justin.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Appreciate it.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
What was the year or the years you played and the position you
played? Played defensive end. Let's see, we won the state in '66, and let's see, '67, and we graduated in '68.
What's your name, by the way?
Paul Gillis.
And what is one of your fondest memories of playing at Pisgah?
Winning the state.
Winning the state.
Yeah.
What's your name and the position you played and the years you played at Pisgah?
David Connard, and I played in '66 and '67.
What is one of your fondest memories of playing at Pisgah?
Well, I guess winning, being on the team that won the state championship.
Fond memories.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you coming for this alumni and appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.
What's your name and position you played at Pisgah and years?
My name's Carol Jones. I played quarterback and defensive back at Pisgah. I also played baseball, football, basketball, and golf.
What is one of your fondest memories playing football at Pisgah?
We won the state championship my first year. Actually, it was the first year Pisgah was in existence. It was 1966. So that's my fondest memory.
Winning the state championship first year. Well, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you.
State your name, your position you played, and here at Pisgah.
Okay, Barry Cogburn, and I played offensive and defensive tackle and did the kicking on the 75 state champion team.
What is one of your fondest memories here at Pisgah?
By far in football, it was the night we played Civil Webster. State playoffs, they were ranked #1, undefeated, and we took them down 38-30 and went on and win the state champion a couple of weeks later. So that was by far my biggest memory.
Good. Thank you, Barry.
Thank you.
Morning. I know y'all didn't come out here ready to practice for camp and have to listen to me talk. So I told Coach Brindley I'll keep it short and sweet and maybe not try to drag it along too far as y'all prepare for this season. I was telling Coach Rodarmer a minute ago, every time I walk out on this field, it still gives me cold chills. I can look around at different spots on this field and remember things that happened. I know y'all probably heard a lot of the stories of the Shelby game, about the 20-yard line probably. Pulling guard caught me under the chin, helmet went flying. That day, my senior year, I really thought that's probably the end of my career. But I can remember going back in the locker room at halftime, not knowing if I'd be able to come back or not. And a lot of these guys remember Doc Steins. He looked at me and obviously had a concussion. And these days are different back then than they are now. He looked at my dad and he said, "It's your decision. You decide if he goes or stays in here." You know, and Dad looked at me and said, "You get your ass back out there on the field and play." So that's what I did, and that's kind of what started, you know, my legacy a little bit more at Pisgah High School. You know, when you look around and think about Pisgah football, you think about legacy, you think about history, you think about tradition. You know, on the back side of that press box right there's a board. You know, you had, 4 state championship teams. A lot of these guys were probably part of those championship teams. A lot of those guys what started the legacy and tradition here at Pisgah football, and it's paved the way for us to continue that legacy. You know, y'all got something big to stand up for this year coming into the 2026 season. A lot of expectations in Canton, North Carolina for football, correct? So a lot of people expect y'all to come out and give Pisgah High School a name. So that's one of the things. How are y'all going to be remembered? What are you going to do to take Pisgah football to that next step? You know, we've all been here. A lot of these coaches played here. And as Coach Brindley said, I had the opportunity when I got out of here to go and play at Appalachian State, to go and play with the Dolphins, the Bears, the first year they had the XFL. And that really all started from what I did here. You know, it wasn't because of what I did at Appalachian State that defined me. You know, when you go around Canton or you come back here and talk to people about football, they want to talk about that Shelby game when we got knocked out and come back from 2 or 3 scores down to win. I told Coach Cagle I was going to call him out on this. Burns, 3rd round of the playoffs. I think he run about a 40-yard run. Ben, you correct me. And I told him I was going to tell y'all he took himself out of the game. And then I think the next play was a fumble. But I hold that against him for that year, for ending our senior year. No, I'm just kidding. He knows that. But for everything that happened here at Pisgah High School, it's what created that legacy for me. And I know growing up in this town, from when I was a young kid, either at Canton or Bethel, I did go to Bethel for 1 year and play football. But growing up in this community and what it means to me still has a special place in my heart. It couldn't have happened if it hadn't been for all the coaches that I had here. I was fortunate enough at Appalachian State to play for a Hall of Fame coach. At Miami, played for Jimmy Johnson. But it was Carol Wrights, the Eddie Renaults, Coach Nolan, Coach Presley, those guys that really mean the most to me and that helped me elevate my career to where it's at. So with that said, I want to challenge y'all. Like I said, I'm going to keep this short and sweet so y'all can get to practice and become better. But with that said, I want to challenge y'all. Every morning you get up, you have choices to make. You have decisions to make. Every day you come to this practice field, whether it's here or up behind the school, you have choices to make. How are you going to continue the legacy of Pisgah football? How do you want to be remembered for the Pisgah football team of 2026? The team we had in 1994 is remembered for being big, physical, strong. We definitely wasn't the most athletic. But I promise every time we come out on this field, when the lights came on Friday night, we was ready to play. We was ready to give it 110%. If it was 4th and 1, we was going to find out a way to get 1. I don't care if we was backed up in our own end zone. We was going to get a yard, wasn't we, Coach? We was going to get it because we was determined, and that's what those coaches instilled in us every day. But if it wasn't for those coaches back then that I had at Pisgah High School, I would have never made it to where I was at today or where I was at, what I was able to do in my career playing football. So I give them, all the credit for that. But going into the season, guys, I want y'all to remember, this community loves you. I promise every one of these coaches love you. A lot of these coaches have made it to the next level. They know what it takes to get to the next level. So what, are you going to make that choice every day to come in and do what it takes to get to the next level? I know y'all probably all have those dreams. Growing up for me, Coach Mathis will remember the name Randy Woods. When I grew up, I wore number 10 because Randy Woods, that's who I wanted to be. I wanted to be that guy that caught the ball every play, that touched it every play. He was the first one going to make that read, going to make that decision of what happened that play. That was my idol growing up. As we was down here behind the field, y'all don't remember, there used to be the baseball field right here. If I had $1 for every flag football game I played on a Friday night down here, I'd probably be a rich man today. But that's who I want to be. I want to be that, Randy Woods. I want to be Brad McAdams, Jerry D. Mahaffey. That's the guys that I idolize because that's who I want to be like. And I know there's a lot of kids out here that's going to watch y'all. They're going to want to be like y'all. So how are you going to prepare for that every day? Going into every day, you got to make that choice. You got to make that decision. Don't become complacent with where you're at. There's always somebody in the background that's ready to take that position, okay? Don't settle for second place. So let's go into this season preparing every day like it's your last. Because listen, football is one of those games, guys. It can come and go on any given play. All right. So I want to thank y'all. I want to thank Coach Brentley for allowing me to come. I want to challenge y'all. Be that team that makes a difference on the Pisgah High School legacy, and go out here and prepare every day like it's your last, and be ready to be the champions in 2026. All right.
Thank you. Very good.